Question 1. Do 20% of households own a dog, cat, and bird? Question 2. Do all households own at least 2 cats and 2 birds? Question 3. Are veterinarian expenditures over $100 for both dogs and birds on average? Alright, question 1. Do 20% of households own a dog, cat, and bird? I purposely wanted to do this one first because it has 3 logical statements that have to be tested in order for a true outcome to be returned. If all 3 of the logical tests are not true, then the entire if-and function will be false. Alright, so let's begin. Equals if parentheses and parentheses. We'll go up to B4. We're going to put a greater than or equal sign. And then 20%, because that's what is required as the logical test threshold. Our comma. Then we're going to go to cell B5 for cats. We're going to do the same thing. Greater than, equal, 20%, comma. And now we're going to go to birds and B6. Do the same thing. Greater than, equal, 20%. And we're going to close out the parentheses. So that says those are the 3 logical tests that must be performed and come back with a true statement in order for the entire if-and function to provide a true outcome. If not, it will be a false outcome. So the next thing we have to do is we have to tell Excel what to do if a true outcome occurs. So we have to put a comma, and we're just going to use words instead of a formula, just to keep things simple. So we're going to do quotes and the word true. Close the quotes, comma. Now we're going to tell Excel what we want to do if it's a false statement. Quotes, again we're going to use words, false, close quotes, close parentheses. And enter. What you see is that it came back with a false statement. The reason it came back with a false statement, is because question 1 asks, do 20% of households own a dog, cat, and bird? Which means each animal must be in at least 20% of households. In this case, birds are only in 3% of households. Now to show you what would happen if that was 20% or greater, I'm going to change the 3 to 33 and press enter, and what you're going to see is that where it says false is now going to say true, because now all 3 of the logical statements are above 20%. Now we know that wasn't the true outcome, so we're going to turn that back to 3%, and our false statement comes back again. Question 2. Do all households own at least 2 cats and 2 birds? Alright, first thing we'll do, equals if and parentheses. We want to know is at least 2 cats and 2 birds. So we're going to go up here to cats in D5, greater than or equal to, comma. Now we're going to go to cell D6, do the same thing, greater than or equal to 2. And we're going to close that parentheses out because we've met the criteria. It wants to know about cats and birds. And a true outcome will say that there are at least two per household apiece. So now we need to tell Excel what to do if it's a true outcome. So we'll do comma. Again, we're just going to do words. True. Close with a quote. Comma. Now we're going to tell what to do if it's false. Quote. False. Quote. Parentheses. And press enter. Now, the outcome here was true because if you look at both of the numbers up top, cats are in at least 2.2 households and birds are in at least 2.1 households. So, those who have cats and birds like to have multiple, which is why we have a true if and function outcome. All right, question 3. Are veterinarian expenditures over $100 for both dogs and birds on average? All right. So, our information is down here in column H. So we're going to have to go over here and we'll start out and say equals if and dogs H4, and it wants to know over $100, so we're not going to do greater than or equal, we're just going to do greater than 100. You don't have to use the dollar sign here. Do a comma, and then we're going to do birds, which is H6. Again, just greater than 100. We're going to close our parentheses because that's the only two logical tests we're going to do. Then we're going to do our comma to tell Excel it's time to do our true outcome. So it equals true, quotes, comma, because now we're going to tell Excel what to do for false outcome. Write the word false, quotes, close with a parenthesis, enter. All right. We came back with a false outcome. Both of our logical criteria did not meet the $100 threshold. The reason why is because birds, on average, only have a vet bill of about $18, while dogs was $253. So since birds was not over $100 is why we have a false outcome.